My voyage this summer started in the picture in front of you, the Southport and Formby District General Hospital. Last summer, we as a family spent countless weeks in this building, parking in these small parking lots, walking in past the shop, turning left, going up the elevator, walking into 2B, continuing down, and seeing my nana. It was a bit harrowing the first time I saw my nana in a coma, and more harrowing as time went on. But anyway, there's a voyage to talk about, isn't there? And after a pretty terrible WoW Air flight from Baltimore with Kevin Hare and Maeve, we landed in Denmark, and all I could hear was this sound. The course on green energy and sustainability was phenomenal. I think at the moment it hit me that Denmark was a little bit different was when we were flying into the airport, and all I could see were windmills and windmills and windmills and windmills. And originally, my thoughts were a little bit, this place may a little bit be like Teletubby land. But on the whole, I realised that Denmark was a tribal nation of people that cared for each other, invested in social democracy, and tried to create an environment where refugees, Danes, children, men, women, the lot, could all live together. It was really inspiring. And then I flew to Manchester, where instead of smiley bright Danes, these things were waiting for me, and that was the end of my voyage. Just kidding. I spent about 2 weeks back in Southport with my granddad. It was actually quite a nice time. It was the first time I had been in Wales and in Southport without my twin sister Sian, so that was very strange. And the moment I first entered the house on One Oldings Close in our small little community, I burst into tears. But it was a moment where, in comparison to last summer, within a couple of hours I felt okay and actually felt calm, knowing that my nana's presence was actually around me, and my goal was to make sure my granddad was doing okay. So to go down memory lane, I decided to take him out in the car one day to Goodison Park, the home of Everton Football Club, the club which 4 generations of men in my family have adored deeply. It was a lovely time. We got to see the stadium again, pop into the shop, and the stories he told of Dave Hickson and, Tony Kay. It was a wonderful experience for me to spend that quality time with my granddad, time I don't get to spend enough with. And then came Scotland, and some crushing realizations about the state of my first country.
And if this is your army, why does it go? We didn't come here to fight for the...
No, now, while I can barely stand Braveheart in any context, I would rather watch Braveheart than listen to this ever again.
A fair deal. I think the people in this country have had enough of experts.
I think the people in this country have had a deal. I think the people in this country have had enough of experts.
What really upset me about Brexit was that I was travelling Europe and I felt like European. At Loch Ness, in Paris, in Amsterdam, in Dublin, for Christ's sake. I felt like one of the continents, not this grotty, isolated island of England and Wales. It was upsetting, but Jack, Rory and I still had the best time traversing throughout these cities, and what I saw was a Europe that was very tense, a Europe that was struggling to find its identity through globalization, but also a Europe fresh with ideas, fresh with energy. And at the end of the day, so much of what James Joyce wrote, especially in Finnegan's Wake, was just words. And that's what I think the Brexit campaign was. It was just words. Words without meaning, and something that will not be made to have meaning until later on. Hopefully that meaning can be found in a positive lens. Or it might just sound like...
'Tis endless now since I or one last saw Waterhouse's clock. They took it asunder, I heard them sigh. When will they reassemble it? Oh, my back, my back, my back.
I'll just touch briefly on my time in Valencia, because I paid for it independently and wasn't through the Jeff program. But I learned a lot, stayed with a great host mum, can now say I'm like kind of trilingual. French is très bien, and English is fine, and Spanish is mejor. But it was a lovely time to experience a country I'd never been to before. It was a beautiful place. If I learned one phrase, it was bocadillo. On my last weekend in Spain, we got a weekend off, so I flew to Zurich because I had a meeting and appointment at FIFA. As you all know, I'm a big football fan, and it was pretty cool to see the building and meet the Director of Development, Emmanuel. And through all of its warts, FIFA was actually a wonderful place. The lovely pitch, people were playing, they had great exhibits about the history of the game, and I really, really enjoyed my time there. Zurich was interesting. I didn't really like it, and I didn't like being alone, and the Airbnb I was in had a huge greyhound, and I'm scared of dogs. But I tackled the fear, stayed the night, and then the next day took the train to Geneva, where for the first time in my life, speaking French was the biggest relief away from some sort of confused Spanish and French in my time in Spain.
Un café?
Oui.
Du sucre?
Non.
You speak very good French.
Gracias.
I had a lovely time, and then I went paragliding over Interlaken with my friend Natalie Pernick. It was a lovely experience to spend time with her and her family and be in a city which I learned to absolutely adore. I'll be back in Geneva.
Well, shake it up, baby. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on and work it on out.
And then after I had said adios, I got back on a plane from Valencia to Manchester. My granddad picked me up and I spent another week back home. This week was very busy. I had my friend Pat Rice come and stay with me and Natalie Connors. My mum grew up in Wales. We saw Liverpool. And it was really, really exciting for the first time in my life to have friends visit me where I grew up in the UK. And then my time was coming to a close.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make her complexion like peaches and cream. Give her two lips like roses in clover. Then tell me that my lonesome nights are over, Sandman. I'm so alone, don't have nobody to call my own. Please turn on your magic beam, Mr. Sandman, won't you bring me a dream?
That there was Dickie Valentine, a sensation of the 60s with his hit song Mr. Sandman. Now the reason I picked Mr. Sandman was because it was the song which my nan would sing to me every night before I went to sleep. And last summer, when she was in a hospital bed, I held her hand once and sang Mr. Sandman, and she came to for just a little bit, and she mouthed the words with me. It was one of those beautiful moments which I'll never forget. And it's almost a perfect way for me to wrap up this video and wrap up what I learned. In a world where this happens, it's very easy to be cynical. It's very easy to be upset. I was cynical about the UK, about my home. I was cynical that my granddad was getting old, that it was ugly, that there was no love. For goodness me, I was so wrong. My country is full of love. One of my countries is full of love. Europe is full of love. The world is full of love. And I'm very happy to be back in America. I feel refreshed. I feel excited to be an American. Thank you.